What's going on now is every person on the planet will know what it's like unequivocally. Unequivocally. If they've been the ruling class, if they've been the elite, if they've been the Brahmin, they're going to know what it's like to be the untouchables, to be the lepers. To be the people of color. To be the animals who are tortured for science, whose brains are cut open while they're alive and probed. The children who are raped, murdered, tortured, organs are harvested and sold. What do we do? What do we do about these horrors? When on some level we're participating, maybe not obviously knowingly, but we have all, not all like those people in the rainforest, even all, most, not willingly, people that are the slave laborers in India, in this country, working at places. They need a job. And the jobs that are there are perpetuating the abuse and the destruction of our natural resources. There's hardly anything that we do that doesn't destroy our planet and that doesn't involve the torture of animals and science, supposedly science, pharmaceutical. Have you ever seen those videos of what farms do to animals? So who's the terrorist? Who? It's only a terrorist when it's a human against a human? What about a human against animals caged in a zoo? If you're at home and you've been driven nuts for 6 months in your house in lockdown, imagine being an animal 30 years in a little square. A wild animal. We're not even wild. We're not even used to being in the wild. It's not in our DNA. It's long past. Some people, if you grew up like in Africa and other places where your DNA is closer to the wild, closer to roaming in the freedom and spaciousness, that's in your DNA. You're more connected to spirit, more wild, more free. And that's why the tyrants want to harm you more, because they want to break you. Like somebody broke them. Somebody broke them. Not just one person either. Somebody broke them, the tyrants. And they were broken so hard and taught only to break others. They were outright trained to break others, surrounded by other people who broke others, or on their own, they determined that was their recourse. That was their route they were taking in life. It's cookie cutter. It's not unique. Humans that are free, that's unique. Those are all different. We're all so exquisitely, gloriously, absolutely different and unique like a snowflake. Not weak like a snowflake, different and unique like a snowflake. No snowflake is the same shape. Not the sense of these people using that word to just hate on people. No, I'm not saying that. Snowflakes aren't meant to be anything than what they are. Snowflakes are beautiful because they're so fragile, so delicate. You want a butterfly to be like made of iron? It's not a butterfly. You want a flower to be made of steel? It's not a flower. I heard Robert Kiyosaki, whatever his name is, that money guy, real estate guy, he said, we have all these snowflakes. These young people are just snowflakes. It's like, hello, these kids. You know, that they need to be hard, tough. They won't make it. Oh my Lord. What kind of person? And he lives just to destroy land. It's all money, money, money. Does he know anything about giving birth to a child? Does he know anything about nursing a child? That's what mothers do. And good fathers, loving fathers. That's what they know about. How to preserve. And how to preserve love. How to make love alive. Snowflakes? I'll tell you one thing. Snowflakes themselves are not, they're not buying it, and they're not offended because they know who they are. See? Snowflakes are not offended by these tyrants and terrorists using what they are to criticize people who are vulnerable, have feelings. Snowflakes aren't, they know who they are. They're confident in who they are. You can't shame a snowflake for being itself because it loves who itself is. Although Dr. Emoto, he did show, I was just kind of saying that. If you tell something ugly things, if you tell a plant and you yell at a plant, it's not going to grow well. If you yell at a child and say ugly things, it's not going to grow well. It's going to go in and destroy itself and not survive. Or it's going to become a mean person, a tyrant. You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? And that's who we have running the world. We have a bunch of psychopaths who have a lot of power. They think they have power. They don't have real power. But they have position and cash. And they influence people and they shame people and they live to just trap people with all this blackmail and all this stuff. That's what they're doing. That's what they're having fun doing. It's a whole, what do you call it? It's a whole, group of people that just literally party in that way, in destructive. Hi, oh my gosh. Is that from Ibiza? I thought you were somebody else. Welcome. I'm just, I'm talking about what's going on in the world, if you want to hear. So I was just saying that our world is, run by And you know, I'm talking about this with all of my heart and all my soul, all my spirit, mind and body. Because it's really not about, it's about all of us. It's not about just them. Change is not going to come. Change is not going to come by pointing fingers alone. It never has. And there's just no way to get them all, so to speak, anyway. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to make that law. What do I know? There's a lot of people. And the thing is we've all been infected. Well, some people haven't, I suppose. And they're infecting the whole birth process, which is just the level that my heart breaks for the children, the mothers, the babies that are being mothers giving birth with masks on. You can't give birth wearing a mask. It's insane. That's insane. That's just insane. My heart there's just no end to that cruelty. That is just, it's insane. I mean, and to put a plastic between a mother and a baby once it's born, I mean, I just ask yourself, what do you think? What do you think? And if you think that's okay, do you know anything about birth? Actually, I studied birth. So, how we've all been indoctrinated. I say all again. Many of us. So, what is the answer? What is the answer? We have to unindoctrinate ourselves. What do you think? Is that a good place to start? How do you do that? How do we do that? How do we not end up like 8 years of Nazi Germany? We're already in that boat. Whether you like it or not, whether you see it or not, you might put a blind eye. Many people I know, they don't want to see it. They don't want to hear about it. They don't believe it. They think it's fake. Propaganda. They think Black people aren't dying in the streets by police. They don't think peaceful protesters of any color, class, or religion are being harmed, any age. Elderly, handicapped people being harmed by police. They don't want to see that. So what can we do? Well, it's about our relationship with ourself, our consciousness. It's a decision. We make a decision every day. It's not once and then we don't have to think about it anymore. We have to make it, renew it. Renew, it's like renewing a vow of love to somebody. Why do we renew our vows? That's maybe a different question. Like, that's a good question. Like, why do we have to do that? Because we can change and we can be our vow of faithfulness. What about our vow of faithfulness to ourselves? I mean, what about that? What about our vow of faithfulness to ourselves? Pretty nice. Are we faithful? Who are we faithful to? Are we faithful to some authority, authoritarian overlord, overlords, overlordess? Are we obeying? For what reason? For what reason? Ask yourself. And listen to the answer. Write it down. Take a notebook. Write it down. Every day. Ask yourself morning, noon, and night. Who am I obedient to and why? 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 Why am I obedient? And to whom? What part of myself, what voice in myself, whose voice is it am I obedient to? Is it my voice? Is it my mother's voice, my father's voice, some teacher's voice, society's voice, some ex-boyfriend, some ex-girlfriend, a current partner, some religious leader, an abuser, someone that maybe seemed like they had more knowledge than we did. Did they? Were we belittled and did we think little of ourselves? Did we listen? We're born with innate wisdom. Doesn't mean we know everything about being human, but we do know our spirit and our soul. The experiment and the exploration of how to be human, we don't know that. Some people's souls seem to know it better than others. For some reason. Like, they know some things about how to be on this earth. You know, why does Mozart at 6 years old? And maybe there's a Mozarina. I don't personally know. She doesn't get the historical reference like the men do. But a 6-year-old composer genius. I'm sure there's one out there now, somewhere. If you give a girl a chance, give a girl a chance. So, on that note, my friends, I'm going to say good night. And I'm going to say good morning. And I'm going to say aloha, mahalo, namaste, namaskar. all the blessings and greetings in the world, in the universe. Domo arigato. Shei. Merci. Grazie mille. Gracias. Salam alaikum. I don't know all the languages. I wish I did. You can write it in the comment below. All right, my sweet peas. I love you. Remember that you are love and you are loved. For you are life. Life is in you. That is love. So when you feel something other than love, all you have to do, see what happens. Remember that you are alive and you're breathing. And life is synonymous with love. And love is synonymous with life. If you don't have love, you don't have life. If you have life, you have love. We certainly can cover it. We can cover the sun. We can diminish life with hurting other people because we have pain. We're hurting ourselves because we have pain. But if we just have courage and have love and have trust in the love that is in us, to just millistep by millistep, like a little millipede, just little by little, just invite the love in where the pain is. Just invite the love in where the pain is. 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 And for whatever it's worth, I know what I'm talking about because I do it every day. Every day, all day long. Invite the love in where the pain is. Invite the love in where the pain is. If we've been here long enough on this earth, we've experienced pain. A lot of pain. There's a lot of abuse in the world. I personally don't know anybody that's not untouched by it. I don't know anybody who's not profoundly broken, profoundly feeling damaged and separate from the splendor, the full splendor of their being, of our being. So it's not about not being touched by it. It's about what we do about it. Do we let it rage in us and then create problems in the world, or do we use it to heal, to understand? To grow, to change. Because we don't leave this world without knowing the weight more than we have to face it one way or another. So why not now? Why not now? For whatever reason, humanity has really there are enough people on the planet that have just been severely damaged and are just, instead of healing it, they're perpetuating that damaged. And they're causing other people that pain, much pain and greater. They just are just so enraged at what happened to them, and they don't have the faith in themselves to face it. They're so terrified of feeling vulnerable. They're so terrified. So those people, and all of us, if we don't drop into our vulnerability, the place that wherever it is that we don't want to go, just begin wherever. What if we just all begin right where we are and notice when we want to create distractions? Notice when we want to avoid feeling and what we turn to. Just begin to turn within. All right, there's our time. It's been an hour. So I will say good night, good morning, good afternoon, and I love you. Visit sarahwestlove.com, SARAHWESTLOVE.com, and please like and subscribe on YouTube and Instagram, and comment below so I know what you enjoy. Thank you. Love you.